So he said, pray for me that I can be granted utterance to be able to speak unto you, because I am bound in keeping to this gospel. It is true that you have a call of God. It is true that God has deposited so much in you. There is a sound in you that needs to come out. There is a deposit of God in you. There is a prophecy, as people say, about your life. But for that prophecy to be fulfilled is warfare. The Bible says, with good counsel make what? War. So whether you like it or not, things can't just happen in your life just like that. For me to even be able to stand here and preach now is warfare. Because for me to be able to tap into the economy of heaven, to know what to say, how to say it, for it to come out, for it to bless you, is warfare. Because the devil will do his best to stop that from entering you. That is why the Bible says, while men slept, the enemy sowed. So it is possible that you attend a church. It's not because anything is wrong with your reverend. The reverend went to theological school. In fact, he's well schooled. That is why they ordained him and give him a collar. But he came for Sunday service, and he stand as he began to speak, people are sleeping. Why? Warfare. So an enemy came and cast spell, and people are sleeping, then he's sowing seeds. After 5 years, their life cannot amount to anything, because they never were present when things were said. So apart from the people sleeping, the people can be awake, but the reverend himself lack utterance. It will take utterance for you to communicate what God has in his heart. For you to be able to transcribe the intention of God from eternity into time, it will take utterance. So Paul referred to that thing as warfare. He said that you have to pray for me, that unto me, to be able to communicate unto you. Why? Because the kingdom of darkness will do their best to silence the voice of God coming from heaven into earth. The reason why you cannot perceive the voice of God is not because God is not speaking. The reason why you can't hear God talk is not because he doesn't want to talk. It's simply because even if God wants to talk, the devil can stop you from hearing it. So a vision, a dream can be given unto you. It can be inhibited in the realm of the spirit. Why? Because if it comes to you, you can hear and see and obey. As long as you can hear God talk to you, you can't disobey him. But many more times, there is that contention in the realm of the spirit, truncating what God is saying in keeping to our life. And that is why in an entire territory, they can be head bound for 30 years, head bound for 50 years. No voice will rise. Why? God has been sending voices, but they have been inhibited. How comes in an entire territory nobody can hear God and tell us what we ought to do? So a time came, they asked, is there not a prophet in Israel that will have to go and consult in the conversation? It's because there are prophets in Israel, but they have been shut bound. They have been held bound under captivity, not because they want to. That is a call upon their life, but the authority of those princes in that region held them bound. So the Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers. Whatsoever that have come upon you to limit you, to inhibit you, is an authority beyond you. I get to the point now. The failure in life, the challenge in life, the things you go through, all the things that happen to you that you never planned for, was as a result of a warfare. In fact, if you left Abuja coming to Lafayette, you had accident on the road. The reason why that happened is because of a warfare. So warfare is introduced to ensure that men are limited to operate in the counsel of God in line with their calling. But what we have to also do is to know that we ought to wrestle, because until we wrestle, we cannot fulfill the divine mandate of God in keeping to our life. By good counsel, make war. What is the counsel? The word of God, the truth given unto you by God. Anything as God command, as God authorized, as you grow in the stature of God, the knowledge of God, the word of God grant unto you counsel and wisdom to be able to know what you ought to do. When you look at the patterns going on in your family, look at the operations of the kingdom of darkness, don't be crying like the way the devil intends. Now it's time for you to fight. Now you know, you are aware that there is something that has been plagued in your family as an ordination of the kingdom of darkness to inhibit men. Now you have to, now with that understanding, begin to war. So with good counsel, you make war. We wrestle, but he said, not against flesh and blood. Because some days ago, of course, you know, anytime rain fell, we are always, there is a spirit in Lafayette that is strange of warfare. Anytime rain falls, they give us a job to do. So it's either the banner will fall, something will happen. In fact, there are some regions now that light have not come. Why? As rain fell, it hit the poles and poles went down. So NEPA will take 2 weeks to actually find a way to align all the poles so that things can be good. So what does that tell you? It tells you that it's a warfare. So peradventure, one spirit don't like the way light is in your house. If rain is falling, it will just hit a pole and the pole will fall. So NEPA will sit down after 3 days. They will now propose a budget after 2 days. Then to go and fix it, it will take another 1 week, 2 weeks. So you'll be in darkness. Not because you want to be in darkness, not because there is no light, but it's because in your region a prince has stopped light from coming to your region. I get him. So we wrestle now, not against flesh While rain was falling, you were sleeping. While men slept, the enemy sowed tears. It's the same way that in keeping to your life, the reason why things may not be working is because